I've been playing the new Drift engine for the past few weeks, and I have some thoughts. Let's talk about it.
Whoa!
What's up guys, Canadian Guy here, and back with a new CTR video. Back at the start of October, Beenox had introduced engine swaps, along with an entirely new driving style, Drift. Now, I can hear people saying now, Canadian, the engine has been out for a month. Why are you talking about it now? Late! Well, you see, I didn't want to do what everyone else did. When the Drift engine came out, everyone rushed online to make a video talking about their thoughts about it and whether or not it's good or bad. Personally, no discredit to other content creators because a lot of them are absolutely fantastic, but I personally wanted to wait and play it more to get a good feel of it overall. Then, while I was up north, they actually patched and adjusted the driving style. So, again, when I got back, I had to readjust my thoughts and play it all over again. But, after playing with this engine for a little bit, I feel like I got a good feel of it. Right off the top, so that you all know, I actually really like this engine. There has been some issues with the balancing of CTR, where essentially you had the option of only two engines to be able to win online, speed and acceleration. No, this is not a knock towards the other two driving styles. It's simply fact that in terms of who is winning mostly online, it's almost always speed or acceleration. The balancing of the classes, well, that's a different video. But Drift has become a class that I think actually now stands with speed and acceleration. Now, I try not to play as just one class, but see each engine as a tool to be used on specific tracks. Of course, speed is the fastest of the three, but has the turning potential of a potato, and if you get hit, getting back up to top speed is kind of difficult. Acceleration is great for recovering online and allows you to get the top speed faster. It also has better turning than speed. But where does Drift sit? Well, the big shtick of Drift is that it fills your reserves faster. If you don't know how reserves work, it's basically an invisible gauge that allows you to hold your speed longer the more you power slide and get boosts. I'll show you an example. Here is a side-by-side of speed and drift. I went through one entire lap hitting every boost pad and power sliding as much as possible. Watch what happens when after the last boost pad I stop trying to power slide and boost and just let the reserves take over. So as you can see with your own eyes, this is kind of great. It allows you to be able to get to top speed as quick as possible through power sliding. It is also beneficial because it allows for great recovery. It allows you to be able to get back to top speed as quick as possible. An example here is during an online match, I got hit by a barrel on Sewer Speedway. But even when squished, when Tiny popped back into shape, we already were going pretty fast, regaining quite a bit of speed that was lost fairly quickly. Another thing that I like about Drift is that I find it works great on tracks that sometimes have a hard time hitting that Sacred Fire. For example, I struggle on getting Sacred Fire in Dragon Mines due to the constant turns and trying to avoid, well, death. But what is amazing is that after my 3 perfect power slides, I am able to get to Sacred Fire fairly fast and focus on, well, not dying and maintaining my speed. To give an example, I had done the Dragon Mines Oxide Ghost a few months back on live stream, and it took me hours. Recently on live stream, I had a race on Dragon Mines and do a time trial, but I tried the Drift engine, and after 3 attempts, I beat my previous time fairly casually, unlike when I tried doing it on my previous stream. Another great aspect to Drift is that it is much easier to hold Blue Fire with the Drift engine, because of the fact that Drift builds more reserves than a regular engine. When you get Blue Fire, you can hold it longer. Of course, to a limit. Your reserves do have a cap. Now, like I said, Engines should be looked at as tools, and each track I think has a certain engine or engines that can be utilized best for it. This is where we get to when you should use this engine. My use of this engine is when I have problems online holding blue fire on some tracks with speed. These tracks normally have quite sharp turns or a lot of hazards, where if you mess up even a little bit, you lose the blue fire. One track that is a perfect example for this is Clockwork Wampa. Another track that drift works quite well on is Hot Air Skyway. Again, lots of hazards and chances to fall, so it can be hard to hold the blue fire. Another great set of tracks to use this engine on are tracks that can be a bit difficult to get that sacred fire at times. The perfect example that I used before was Dragon Mines, but another one that I found that is amazing is Dingo Canyon. You can absolutely destroy a lot of the competition very easily with the drift engine on this track. However, remember what I said earlier, that the speed class has the highest potential for speed? This is when it comes to play. If the track is blue fire capable and you can hold the blue fire perfectly fine on a track with the speed or acceleration class for every lap consistently, then speed or acceleration will be the better choice over drift. If the track is quite straightforward and you can get sacred fire really easily like Android Alley or Coco Park, speed is definitely the better choice. This doesn't make the drift class at all bad, but in fact quite good as a tool for specific tracks. My best advice to you is, if you haven't yet, play with the drift engine for an hour or two online, or try to beat your best time in time trials to figure out which tracks the drift engine does best on. Specifically, please try this engine on Dingo Canyon. You will not be disappointed. A huge thank you to all those who support the channel through Patreon and being a sponsor on the channel. If you'd like to help it out, check out the links in the description below, where you can buy some CGE merch or become a Patreon. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gaming and nostalgic content. Thank you so much everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.